A lot to talk about in this video. We have to discuss the rock bars, U-steps, crossbars, black roof trim. I want to talk to you guys about the cargo bed and bolts in the cargo bed. First, let's talk about this piece. Notice the damage right there. To me, that indicates, hey, this vehicle was off-road and it was clipped by a big branch on the crossbar, and that caused that crack. I've never seen this before. On an H2, this piece will need to be replaced. Now on the back side, there are J hooks right there. I did take those hooks off, and I have spray painted most of them so far with Eastwood Rust Encapsulator Plus. Nice little extra step, makes me happy. Now this knob right here, some of these knobs are going to come off, some of them are not going to come off. For those that did come off, I did spray paint the that metal right there with, again, Eastwood Rust Encapsulator Plus. On the top of this piece, you can see those two holes. So, the piece would be mounted like this, all right? And there's going to be the two Torx screws in there. You're going to have to take them off on both sides, and then you can actually take the crossbar off. Something else I want to point out to you guys too is that you see here I have E003. Some of these are E004. That number is the key code. That actual yellow one has E005 on it. So you can go on eBay. There's a dude in Florida. That's the guy I buy the keys off of. You'll see him. He's got his arms crossed in his photos. All his keys have been fantastic. These can actually be really tight. So if you can blast them, you can see this is, this hasn't even closed. That should close. Blast them with as much WD-40 as you can get in there, and then you'll be like, oh wow, they're working really nice. You can actually see this piece has some scratches on it as well, indicating this vehicle was off-road at some point. Okay, let's talk about, let me think. Something else I want to talk about is I am going to be polishing these, sanding these to get these to a mirror finish. I'm going to talk about that in a future video. I'm in the process of ordering parts for that now. Okay, let's talk about these rock bars. Don't underestimate taking these off. These things probably weigh 125 pounds each, maybe more. You can really get jacked up and get your face smashed in taking these off. With that being said, when it comes to taking these off, my process, I'd recommend, notice there's bolts on the top and bottom. I blasted all the bolts at the top and the bottom with WD-40, rust penetrator, hit them with something first. The bottom bolts, take all those off. Next, what I recommend doing is getting this bolt right here at the top. It can be a real pain to get that one. And I'd get the one on this side as well, and then work inwards, getting to this bolt being last. Now, for some of these bolts taking off, it was an 18 millimeter. Some of the bolts I was able to fish, you'd be working from this angle. I was able to fish a socket and a drill, a socket and a drill extender over top to get some of them to come off. In all likelihood, you're going to need to use a breaker bar or a torque wrench to get them to crack. For some of these bolts, actually a lot of them up top, what I had to do is use an 18 millimeter wrench. And literally, when I say I'm going like that, literally you'll sit there for like 10-15 minutes to get one bolt off. The proper tool would be something that comes up high enough and goes in and can fit in that gap. I have a miniature version that I use in the wheel wells. It's like an L-shaped, but it's for like small bits. So maybe that tool's out there, maybe it's not, but it's definitely something that would make things a lot easier. Once the rock bars were off, that is when I removed the U-steps. They were 18 millimeter as well. Big pro tip here is that when you're taking these bars off, the passenger side of the vehicle, or excuse me, the driver's side of the vehicle, there's an evap canister that's actually attached to the rock bar. I believe it's a 10 millimeter bolt, and it's located, I don't know, like about right here. So if you don't take that bolt off and you drop the roof, or you drop the rock bar, what's going to happen is it's going to rip it down, potentially cause massive damage. It's something that you definitely do not want to do. So again, on the driver's side, make sure you disconnect that piece. It's kind of got like a little hook on, it's got a little hook, and it's just kind of like, whatever, it's tied into one of the crossbars. And actually, what's happened on both my H2s on the driver's side is that the bolt on the bolt nut, whatever you want to call it, on the back side, it snaps and shears off. So what I ended up doing was using like a foot extender clamp, and I clamped it on, and then I was able to use the 10 millimeter ratchet to get it to come off. Something else I did is that you could actually take 2 buckets and set the buckets up on both sides. Maybe you have a brother or a friend that can hold, the rock bar for you as you're taking it off, because again, once that last bolt comes down, those bad boys drop. I actually almost got my face smashed in a couple times. Okay, moving along, all right, to the back of the truck bed. So I did get everything, let me back up a little bit. I did get everything reassembled in the truck bed. When it comes to reassembly, from what I found, you definitely want to get the side pieces in first and then put this piece in. I actually have not yet installed new bolts, but this Hummer bed piece, it's heavy enough that this piece isn't going to go flying out while I'm driving down the road. Now, when it comes to building this back, the truck bed, the best way to do this, again, is to put the side pieces in, then put the rails on, and then put that corner piece on and work upwards. I actually, if you've been following along in my videos, I put this piece on first, and on the driver's side, you can actually get away with putting this piece on, and then actually I think I put this on and then that on. But when it comes to the passenger side, there really isn't that much room for forgiveness. I had to take off. If you find yourself that you're like, oh hey, you put the wings on first, you're gonna have to take that bolt off, and I was barely able to finesse this piece in. Getting this piece back on was a real challenge, guys. Real pain in the butt. Inside here, there was some rust spots inside this piece, so I took a Scotch Brite pad and some bar cleaner, and I was able to get in there and get the rust out of there. There's a couple rust spots, and I actually spray painted inside here. I know no one's going to see it, but makes me happy, gives for a good look. Again, that key right there is actually your car key. There was some rust buildup on the latch right there, so I did take a wire brush wheel, and I was able to get that cleaned up. Again, no one's gonna know about that besides me, but again, it's the little touches that are gonna add up over time. I want to talk to you guys quickly about, I gotta talk to you guys about those bolts. The black roof trim piece right here, okay, this piece right here, when you're installing that back on, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put the rubber molding on top, or on top up there, before you install it. The reason is that, see right there how it's kind of tilted? It's kind of tilted on this side. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be flat and flush. The reason is that when I installed it, I first put the black trim piece on, then I pushed up with the black molding. You want to put the black molding on, so what's happening is that it's pushing it inwards. So I'm gonna have to loosen the crossbars. I'm gonna have to loosen the black trim off, push that up, and then retighten it down. With the black trim shrinking over time. Something else I'll likely do is put some duct tape on the side running back. I think that's gonna be able to push that tilt down a little bit. Okay, last thing I want to discuss in this video with you guys are these bolts. All right, let me walk you guys through this. Okay, these are long Phillips, okay, right here. Because if you guys know, I have this piece disassembled. These are short ones, and I was like, wait, why do I have short ones and long ones? So something to keep in mind. Right here, I want to show you this piece, okay? This piece right here is the same one as this one. All right, 1 and 1, there's 2 total. Those 3 are all the same. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are all the same bolts. These bolts right here are actually a little different right here. So on these bolts, there's 2 of these on the wing, on both wings. They've got a little flap jacket. I can only describe it as like a little jacket for these bolts. So on the camera right now, you can't tell. But when you have the bolts off, you'll notice it. And what I did was I installed the wrong bolts on the top, and I'm like, wait a minute, these bolts aren't matching. So again, I want to run through that one more time. The ones on the wings are different. So you've got wing, that's a set, and then you've got the 4 in the middle. Something else I did too is on those wings, or on the 4 bolts, on all the bolts or whatever, I used the Eastwood Rust Encapsulator Plus on those bolts. They were all whitish gray, and getting those bolts nice and black, it's a really, really nice touch. And when you come up to this vehicle in person, you look at it and you say, oh my God, look how clean those bolts look. And it really does start to add up and give a nice touch. What else did I do? These bolts, I hit those with the Eastwood Rust Encapsulator Plus. Again, just a nice little touch. This metal piece with the Eastwood, it's designed for rust protection. However, it looks really good just as spray painting pieces with it, and it acts as a double bonus that you can use it on the rust. So again, boys and girls, you can see how well this truck bed has come out. I would like to find a product to dye this Hummer piece black. I know that would make it much better. What else? Something else, yes, there is one more thing I do want to discuss, is that there were a couple pieces, trim pieces from the tonneau cover. One was right here and it wrapped downwards. I ended up taking it off. You can see this piece I left on. I left this piece on. That's staying on. There's actually 2 flaps that I took off. I can only describe them as flaps right here and right here. And I'll show them in the next video. But if you go back and look at a truck bed, something I've never really seen talked about before is that there are molding strips, I guess, to protect water. I made the decision to remove them. They were glued on to these side pieces. But overall, I'm very, very happy on, again, how this truck bed has come out. Good luck.